So there was a big volunteer cleanup day at the Old Joliet Prison, which looks kind of like this. It's on Collins Street. If you're familiar with the Joliet area, you know exactly where it is. It's an old historic prison, been over there, over 100 years.
Yeah.
Hasn't been used in 15, and it's been vandalized and just fell into disrepair through a lot of different reasons that we don't need to get into right now. But there was a big volunteer cleanup day, which was really cool, and Dan Waddick, who's our promotions director, was actually down there. So I wanted him to tell everybody what it was like inside this prison that no one's really been in except for people who probably shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
But tell us, who went there, what you did, what you cleaned up, what it was like.
It was open to the community. They had it both Saturday and Sunday. They had different shifts, and going in not knowing what you're going to do was interesting. It was really cool. Being born and raised in Joliet, always was fascinated with the Collins Street Prison. Thought it was so cool. So being a part of it was really cool. But you walk in those doors, it is a mess.
Yeah.
It's a mess. I mean, people got in there and did whatever they wanted, destroyed stuff, and so they just asked for the community's help. And we went into this building that they're going to end up using as a banquet hall for weddings and graduations and stuff. And
that'd be cool.
It was a mess. They TP'd it. There was just graffiti everywhere, and there were shelving units that were just knocked over, and it was crazy. But we spent I think we got it done in like 2 hours. Big haul, cleaned it all up, and the cool thing was they said, don't throw anything away. We have to save everything. So outside of the dust and all that garbage, but all the paperwork, any glass or any materials that you found, save, because artists are going to turn those into different sculptures and
so
use
they can sell that.
Oh yeah, and sell it. So it was really cool to be a part of. I got some pictures for you that you can use, but it was really cool. And they had guys out there in the courtyard. It's big open. It's what you think a prison is, and in the middle is a big courtyard full of grass. And they had guys with metal detectors walking up and down looking for stuff. And they told us that they found a handful of shanks already.
Really?
Yeah.
So they just let volunteers with metal detectors, or
yeah. I mean, you had to sign them specifically because you had to provide your own metal detector.
Okay.
But yeah, and know what you're doing.
Did you get to keep what you found?
Probably not.
I don't know if you got
Probably not. But that was one of the things. Is like we can't do tours because we're on a tight time schedule that we have to stick to. And but our guide Kevin was great, and he did show us around. It's like, hey, we're going to walk to our building, but real quick, here's this, that, and this. It was really cool to be a part of. They're hoping to have open tours this summer there, which is going to be really cool to be a part of. I mean, the city is renting it, and they have lots of plans for it in the future, different events and different things. And they're talking about another volunteer cleanup day that they want, because I think they got through most of the phase of just picking up the garbage, and now they're going to want to do like a rebuild with painting and doing a little bit more landscaping stuff.
I heard there were some people with guns and...
Yeah,
what's that all about?
I walked in and I was like, God, there's these guys walking around in full SWAT gear, like head to toe camo, backpacks, assault rifles, helmets, everything. And it turned out that a group rented it out for airsoft. So it wasn't what I thought it was.
That could be scary.
I was scared. Walking through those cell doors is like the big bars closing behind you. It was terrifying. And then you walk in and see these guys in this full assault gear. It was terrifying. But then find out they were just playing airsoft.
So, which is cool. Now I know I can rent the Joliet Prison for an airsoft gunfight.
Yeah.
And did you see anything else that was kind of cool on the walls? Anything that popped out at you?
No, just walking around and seeing the place. I mean, seeing the church and the laundromat and just the admin building. For everything had bars on it, which it's so scary, and it just. It was really cool. No, I was sifting through some of the paperwork, cleaning up. There's a bunch of dust and birds, feathers, and all that stuff is there. But just looking through the paperwork that you see, and just knowing that you're going to be a part of it, that you were a part of this, and you're going to be a part of it. I mean, the prison's going to be around for hundreds of years after. It'll still be around, So it was just cool to be a part of.
Yeah, it's cool that Joliet's got possession of it. Now you're going to go to the haunted house?
Yes.
Are you? I can't do it. No.
I'd like to. That'd be cool.
Oh, yeah, so they got a haunted house that's going to be, I think, at the women's prison across the street, but nonetheless, it's going to be creepy. That's cool. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
No problem.